We are reading from the Mandukya Upanishad, and this is our online class number 17 on the first chapter. We are studying the mantra number 7. So last time we came to almost the end of this mantra. I said that we would continue to investigate the last sentence in the 7th mantra, and that is Savigneyaha. So this Turiyam, we are in the Chaturtha Pada, 4th aspect of Atman. This Turiyam is said to be Advaitam, and it is called the Chaturtha or the 4th. Sa Atma, that is the self, Savigneyaha, that is to be known. So Savigneyaha means, Sa means that, and the whole sentence means that is to be known. Known also this word. This sentence is an important advice to the people who follow the path of Vedanta, or precisely the non-dual Vedanta. Sa Atma Savigneyaha, that is Atman, and that Atman has to be realized. The word Vigneya, Jnanam means knowledge, so it may mean know, but here it means Vigneya means realized. The emphasis is on the word realize. That Atman has to be realized. Has to be realized is the instruction. And that has to be analyzed now. This instruction has to be analyzed. Clear? Don't be tired of the threadbare analysis. This is the way the Upanishad is trying to create the required strong impression, or trying to build up a die-hard good habit in us in order to remove a die-hard bad habit or misconception. This habit will help us to always look at life from the standpoint of the Atman, not from the standpoint of the world. At the end, I believe, we will all get liberation. No, not now. Then it will be pointless to use our time and energy. So we'll have to wait for the realization. Swami Vivekananda has said, why should all of humanity cultivate Vedantic knowledge? He asked this question, so he answered, it has 3 reasons. As number 1, the first reason, Vedanta is the only universal religion. Number 2, among all scriptures in the world, it is only the teachings of Vedanta that have resonance with the conclusions of the material sciences. And thirdly, he said, Vedanta happily stands the test of reasoning. Once again, our target sentence here is that is Atman, and that Atman has to be realized. We ended our study of the full 7th mantra last time. Now we will see how to realize the Atman or the Self through the untiring and fulfilling arguments of logic. That is what we want. We want to convince ourselves with logic, reasoning, with rational approaches. We read that the mantra ends with the note that Savigneyaha, that is to be realized. What is that? That is called Atman. So Atma. Now the question is, what type of Atman it is? Prapanchopashamam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante. These words we have learned before this. This Atman is like that. This Atman is called Prapanchopasamam, Advaitam and Chaturtham Manyante, which is regarded as the fourth. The Upanishad has mentioned two very important words, Advaitam and Prapanchopasamam. These are two very important words, I say, because Gaudapada is going to build up the later 3 chapters in this Upanishad on these two words only. Based on these two words, the whole second, third and fourth chapters of this Upanishad will be made. These are two very important words because of this. Clear? So what are these two words? Prapanchopasamam and Advaitam. Please do not forget that we are in the Turiya Pada, or the fourth aspect of Atman. We have discovered Turiya as the indwelling Atman of us. In this Atman, all the 3 phenomena, the states, and all the 3 appearances like Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna are dissolved. Prapancha means that goes on expanding. The ever expanding universe, that is what is called Prapancha. Upashamam means rest, coming to an end or disappearance. That is why it became Advaitam, non-dual. The Upanishad says that Turiya or Chaturtha is a number. The word Turiya is a number. Because some ignorant people count Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna as 1, 2 and 3 padas. Now, since the Upanishad has proved that those 3 padas are unreal, therefore this numbering is invalid. The word meaning of the word Turiya is fourth, a number. Since the earlier 3 numbers became unreal, therefore, and unfortunately, Turiya is also unreal. Oh my God! Then the whole proposition of Atman is unreal. No. It is the Turiya Pada or fourth part which, like other 3 padas, is unreal. Like suppose a prisoner has a number because he or she is one of the many prisoners. Okay? Now suppose the prisoner is released from the prison. Then his or her serial number is no more an identity for that prisoner. He or she gets back his or her name. Then what is left out of the Turiyam when you say that the name Turiya is unreal? What is the truth? The truth is Sa Atma. That is Atman. Don't call it Turiya, the prisoner's number. It is Atman, released from bondage. The Upanishad is not talking about Turiyam as a part of Atman. This is Chaturtha Pada, fourth part. No. But the whole of Atman. That is why it is negating the word Turiyam also. Turiyam is indicative number of the whole Atman. Right? Like the first quarter or 1/4 of gold called bangle is unreal. The second quarter called ring is unreal. The third chain unreal. And the fourth quarter of what? Of gold called gold or Turiyam is unreal. What is real then? The whole gold is real. Savijñeyaha, that has to be realized. Once again, what is this Prapancha Upashamam? It is a place where all the constantly multiplying and diverging universes dissolve. That is Atman. How does it happen? How do we remove the layers of our ignorance built up so diligently over the years and lives after lives? Let us try to understand it in a precise manner. So now the question is, what is Turiya? Let us go step by step. Number one, what is Vishwa, the waker? We have learnt already. When Turiya is associated with the Jagrat Avastha or waking state, or Jagrat Prapancha, the waking universe, it is called Vishwa. When Turiya is associated with waking universe, it is called Vishwa. Then what is Turiya? When Vishwa is dissociated from Jagrat Prapancha, from this waking state, it is called Turiya. So add this universe to Turiya or Atma, it becomes Vishwa. Remove this universe from this Vishwa, what remains is called Turiya or the conscious Atma. Please remember this equation. Then second part, what is Taijasa or the dreamer? When Turiya is associated with the dream universe, it is called Taijasa. What is Turiya? When Taijasa is dissociated from the dream universe, it is called Turiya. Please remember this also. Then number 3, what is Prajna or the sleeper? When Turiya is associated with the Sushupti universe, sleep universe, it is called Prajna. What is Turiya? When Prajna is dissociated from the sleep universe, it is called Turiya, the conscious Atman. Please remember this also. Now we are interested in this question, what is Turiya? No, you cannot ask it again, because we have already given the definition thrice. Do you remember it? Just now I said thrice. Please remember it. What did I say? Number 1, what is Turiya? When Vishwa is separated from the waking universe, it is called Turiya. When Vishwa is separated from the waking universe, it is called Turiya in the waking state. Please remember it. Again, when Taijasa is separated from the dream universe, it is called Turiya in the dream state. Please remember it. And the third time I asked, what is Turiya? The answer was, when Prajna is disconnected from the sleep universe, it is called Turiya in the sleep state. So every time you see that there is one association, one dissociation. If it still does not clarify our doubt, then we need to enter into a high energy area of amazing clarifications through rational investigation, famously known as self-enquiry in its ultimate state. Let us begin with that. In the example of crystal and flower, what is unreal? We have already learned this example. And I had already told you we will use this crystal and flower analogy for a long time. Not the rope and snake analogy now. Now we are engaged with crystal and flower. Let us take a slab of colorless crystal. Crystal is colorless. And place it on the floor. It is a colorless crystal. Let us take 3 flowers of 3 different colors, RGB, red, green and blue, 3 flowers. Clear? Now let us place the red flower on the crystal. The crystal will reflect red color, and you will see that a portion of the crystal will be appearing to be of red color. Clear? Suppose instead of crystal you bring a red flower in front of a mirror. A portion of the mirror will appear to be red, because it reflects the red flower. Appearing means it is a wrong notion, it is not true. It appears. The colorless crystal can never change color. The mirror has never changed the color, but you see that portion of the mirror is red. It has never become red crystal. So the red crystal that I see or we see is a wrong notion, and hence it is an appearance, not real. Please remember it. Similarly, let us change the red flower and use the green flower and then the blue flower. What do we see? A portion of the crystal will appear to be changed to green crystal or to blue crystal. Correct? Now, in the example of the red flower, the colorless crystal is the subject called Upahitam in Sanskrit. The red flower is the object or called the Upadhi in Sanskrit. The colorless crystal is now appearing as red. This appearance is called adhyasa or superimposition, a wrong notion. There are three factors here now. The colorless crystal which I brought originally, that is number one, and the red flower which I brought, and the appearance, the red color crystal, which was not there before. When these two came together, then it created a red color crystal. What is this appearance? Red crystal is the appearance. So, red crystal is neither the colorless crystal nor the red flower, none of them. Which one is false in this example? The crystal is, colorless crystal is real. The red flower is real. Both of them are real. But the colorless crystal appearing as red crystal is real or unreal? Unreal, because it is not true. Similarly, in the cases of the green flower, the appearance is green crystal and it is unreal. Similarly, in the case of blue flower, the appearance is blue crystal and it is unreal. Only one, the appearance is unreal, but two, the subject and the colorless crystal and the object, the flowers, are real. Right? What are unreal in our states of experiences? Now we go to our states, not this example of crystal and flower. We have understood what it is. Now let us take up our experiences for analysis. In our waking state, the Turiya is the subject, the Upahitam. The waking universe or the Jagrat Prapancha is the object, the Upadhi. Then Vishwa or the waker is the appearance. That is like the red crystal. Vishwa, the waker, is like the red crystal. It is the appearance. Similarly, in our dream state, the Turiya is the subject, the Upahitam. The dreaming universe or Swapna Prapancha is the object, the Upadhi. Then Taijasa or the dreamer is the appearance like the green crystal. Similarly, in our deep sleep state, the Turiya is the subject, the Upahitam. The sleep universe or Susupti Prapancha is the object, the Upadhi. Then Prajna, the sleeper, is the appearance, like the blue crystal. Now the question is, in our three experiences, now what we have discussed, what is real and what is false? The Turiya or Atman is the subject and it is real and it is common in all the three states. the same. So this is real. Now the Upanishad has said that the waking universe or Jagrat Prapancha, the object is unreal. Similarly, all the other states, the dream state, the sleep state, they are unreal. So the states are unreal, objects are unreal. And the appearances called Vishwatvam, Taijasatvam, Prajnatvam are also unreal. Vishwahood means wakerhood, dreamerhood and the sleeperhood. These are unreal. Then in this experience we find that one is real and that is the Atman Arthuriyam. And two others are unreal. The object and the appearance. The states and the appearances. Vishwatvam, Taijasatvam and Prajnatvam. Right? Now let us look at a contradiction. The contradictions between the examples of the crystal and flower and the experience of our states. Now let us look at the two sets of our analysis. In the cases of the crystal and flowers, the colorless crystal is real, the flower is real. Subject, object both are real. The appearances of a new phenomenon called red crystal or green crystal or blue crystal, these appearances are unreal. In case of the example, one is real, two are real and one is unreal. In the cases of Turiya and Prapancha or Avastha or our states, the Turiya is real, everywhere same. But the states are unreal and the appearances like Vishwa and others, they are unreal. So here one is real, two are unreal. In the example, two are real, one is unreal. Now in these two sets, there is a difference. In the cases of flowers, the flowers or the objects called upadhis are real. But in the cases of the states are unreal. The upadhis, the objects. How do you justify this? Because if you say that the upadhis or objects are as real as the flowers, the states or prapanchas, the universes are as real as the flowers, then they will be as real as the crystal or Atman, Turiya. Then the consciousness or Atman will not be non-dual, not be Advaita. So two competing realities. The object and subject both are real. The first thing is to be remembered is that the examples are not the exact things for which the examples are given. Like suppose I say that the horse is like this donkey. Now if you place the donkey near the horse side by side, you will find many differences. Examples are not the exact things. That we have to understand. And furthermore, there are two types of things. Sopadhika Brahma, an error which is created by a real object, and Nirupadhika Brahma, an error which is created by an unreal object. Two types of errors are there. An error which is created by a real object, this is called Sopadhika Brahma, that is in the case of crystal and flower. And Nirupadhika Brahma, an error which is created by an unreal object. Still we have a justification. There are two types of Brahmas, Sopadhika and Nirupadhika. A mistake or an error can have a real object or an unreal object. Like let us analyze the two examples. The crystal flower and the snake rope. Now I bring in the snake rope example. Both are errors. You are seeing a red crystal or blue crystal or green crystal. These are errors. Crystal is always colorless and flower is always red or green or blue. So there is no red crystal as such, blue crystal as such, green crystal as such. And the snake rope example. So both are errors. You see the rope as the snake. Both are errors. And errors creates trouble. Errors create trouble. You see the rope as a snake, you are afraid. You see the snake as a rope, then it is dangerous. You see the snake as a rope, then it is dangerous. Not only fear, but danger. Both are untrue and unreal. But in one case, the flowers are there to create the error. Flowers are real. But in another case, the snake is actually not there, yet an error is created. Clear? Do we have any example of Nirupadhika Brahma in our states of experiences? Prapanchas, the ever-expanding, multiplying universes, Jagrat Prapancha, Swapna Prapancha and Sushupti Prapancha. Do we have any example here, the Nirupadhika Brahma, where the object is an unreal thing? Yes, our dream is the example. The dream world, the dream body and the dream Turiyam. Not dream Turiyam, Turiyam. I or the Turiya or the whole Atman is real. But the dream world and the dreamer, Taijasa, they are unreal. For a waking person or Vishwa, the dream is unreal. But Turiya or I am the same real person. Hence it is an example of non-duality. Recently a physics paper proposes neither you nor the world around you are real. Now we have seen that neither the states or phenomena in which you live, nor you yourself as you appear to be, are real. The waking state and the waker or Vishwa are not real. Didn't the Mandukya Upanishad say that so many thousand years ago? What the physics paper says now? So the object and the appearance, they are unreal. So when the avasthas are unreal, when the states are unreal, or the ever-expanding universe of different states are unreal, then it is called prapancha upashamam, where all the universes lose their validity, lose their reality. When the appearances like Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna are unreal, then Turiyam is Advaitam. So Prapancha Upasamam and Advaitam, both are about the Atman. By saying Advaitam, the Upanishad does not deny the experience of Dvaitam or dual experiences. Advaita, non-dualism, does not deny the experiences of duality. Please remember this. That is a grave mistake done by many scholars and by people who are do not have clear conception about non-dualism. Non-dualism does not deny the dual experiences. Rather, it says that the dual experiences are not permanent, and that is why they are ultimately unreal. Unreal means relatively real. Ultimately unreal means relatively real. This Turiyam is the Atman, Sa Atma. That Turiyam is the Atman. The Upanishad ends the 7th mantra with Sa Vijñeyaha. that is to be realized. That Atman has to be realized. That is an instruction. Gita says in the 13th chapter, particularly in the 13th verse, Gyayam, that Atman is Gyayaha, to be known, to be realized. Both are the same. Gyaya and Vijnana, both are the same. What is the real meaning of this word Vijnayaha? This Atman should be known, or more correctly, should be realized. We have stressed this word realized. You know that. We cannot say that the Atman should be known, because then we should have a triputi, or a combination of three things, compulsory three things, like the knower, the known, and the knowledge. Then only one action happens, knowing happens. In that case, the mind should be the knower or the subject, and the Atman should be the object of knowledge. That is wrong. The Atman cannot be object anytime. It is the eternal subject. It is the only subject. Hence, we cannot mean it this way. So, Atman cannot be known, but should be realized. Then what is realization? This word is very, very important. What is this realization or self-realization? Well, so long we have discussed nothing but the answer to this question only. So long we have discussed this answer. And the answer has been given several times. Let me remind you of a story that I told in the beginning of this Upanishad study. A person, suppose one Mr. John, has been in his dream. In the dream, he has become a monkey. He is in the company of a troop of monkeys. He is jumping about from tree to tree. At the end of the day, he became thirsty. He is in search of water. He started moaning in his dream due to this suffering, thirst. Someone heard his moaning and called out by his name, "John, John!" He woke up. Please listen to this analysis with attention, what I am going to find here. We are at the crux or heart of this problem now, self-realization. So we begin it now. Number one, let us ask the first question. When John woke up, what did he realize? The answer is, he realized that his monkeyness or monkeyhood became unreal. The monkey world in which he was placed became unreal. Then number two. So the second question is, what did he realize? He realized that he is not a monkey. So I asked, what did he realize? He realized that he is not a monkey. It was a dream which made a world and made him appear there to be a monkey. Right? The third question is, what did he need to realize? Look at the logic very carefully. At first I asked, what did he realize? Then I asked, what did he realize? And now I am asking, what did he need to realize? All are the same question actually. It is our experience which is being explained by the Upanishad. What did he need to realize? He needed to realize that he was not a monkey. And it was an unreal dream. And he was happy that he is free from monkeyhood now. and his mourning or suffering is gone. Right? Dear John, dear Vishwa, do you accept it as your own experience or not? No way. You have to accept it as your own experience. No inference here, but your own experience. Right? Yes. It is a bold yes. Again, I will ask the fourth question. What did he realize? That is the question. What did he realize? His monkeyhood is gone. His dream is gone. His sorrow is gone. And he is happy. Right? Don't be afraid to say yes. There is no logical trap here. Now look at my 4 questions. They are almost the same question as I said. They are repeated, one question repeated 4 times. But look at the stress on particular words that is changing it each time. Let us revisit them. What did he realize? See, stress is on he. What did he realize? What did he realize? What did he need to realize? And lastly, what did he realize? The same sentence has got so many answers, but the questions are almost the same and the answers are almost the same. Now let us go through the question and answer once more. Don't worry, it is our experience which is being explored and clarified by the Upanishad. The first question, when John woke up, what did he realize? The answer I gave, he realized that his monkeyhood became unreal. The monkey world in which he was placed became unreal. Right? The second question, what did he realize? He realized that he is not a monkey. It was a dream which made a dream world of monkeys and made him appear there to be a monkey. Appear. Right? Then the third question, what did he need to realize to come out of the suffering? He needed to realize that he was not a monkey. Was. And it was an unreal dream because he has come out of that. That is why it is was. And he was free from his monkeyhood. He was free from the suffering which is now gone. So this is what he needed to realize. Now the fourth question, and that is the last question, it holds all meaning. All the other 3 questions we just repeated again and again so that we are able to realize the last question, which is about realization. What did he realize? His monkeyhood is gone. Vishwatvam, Tejasatvam, all Tvam gone. His dream is gone. Whole expanding universes, they are no more there. His sorrow is gone, suffering due to this being placed in that situation, that suffering is gone. And he is now free, happy, peaceful. I think it is clear what or better the Upanishad wants to let us know. No, it is not fully clear. It is half clear. The other half is the solution. We have walked a long way. Now let us come to the solution. Now tell me truthfully, did John need to realize any time in all these 4 questions, have you ever come across any hint that the Upanishad has ever said or I have ever said that John needed to realize that he is a human being? Never. We have not talked about that. What was the realization then? You also said that he realized that he was not a monkey. Is it not a realization? He realized that it was an unreal dream. Is it not a realization? He realized that he is no more suffering from thirst. Is it not a realization? And he realized that he was peaceful, happy. Right? Then that is the realization. Our waking state is also like the dream state. We are the same monkey with the name Vishwa, suffering from a waking dream, and we will be happy when this waking dream breaks. How will it break? It will break with a realization. Clear? Then what will be the Vishwa's realization? Vishwa means the waker. What will be the waker's realization? It will be that I am not Vishwa. I am not a waking monkey. My waking dream is unreal. My waking suffering will go. And I will be happy. Right? Just carefully observe that we are using all negative sentences accepting the feeling of happiness. I am not the monkey, I am not suffering, the dream state or the waking state is not there. Okay? So be careful to understand it. Knowing that I am not Vishwa, the monkey, is not knowing or realize that I am a human being. John. When we woke up from our monkey dream, we did not realize that we are a human being. We realized that we are not the monkey. Once again, when I know that I am not the monkey or I am not Vishwa, it is not knowing or realizing that I am a human being. John. Please think it carefully. Don't miss the point. We don't need to realize that we are a human being. Why? We are always that. Do we ever need to realize that? Ever? We are always that. There was no doubt about that. What we needed to realize is that we are not monkey. You are not monkey. You did not actually realize that you are John. Clear? This is called realization. You don't need to know that you are John, human being, or you are the whole Atman. You needed only to know that you are not a monkey, not dreaming and not suffering. That much only you needed to realize. Now let us go back to the Upanishad. This John is the fourth, the Turiya, the Atman. When you realize that you are not Vishwa, then what you are? You don't need to tell. You are what you are. I am, aham brahmasmi, aham asmi, I am. When you realize that you are not Vishwa, you are not this puny human being with all these attributes, then what you are? You don't need to know that. You are what you are. The realization has come that you are not suffering. The realization has come that you are not this Vishwa with this body-mind complex. And you are a foreigner in this waking world. That is the realization of Advaita, non-dual, Atman. And that is the dissolution of the states. Prapancha upashamam. The states became non-states there. You don't need to know that you are Turiya or the fourth or Atman. You need to know that you are not Vishwa, you are not Taijasa, you are not Prajna, and even you are not Turiyam, not the fourth. You are the whole. You are not the one who was really suffering. You are not the one who was caught up in the dream. You are what you are always, even in all the states. Even in all the states. The Turiyam, the whole Atman, that's what we are. So this waking world, it is a dream, waking dream. My waking attributes, my body, my panchakosas, 5 seats, my 3 states, these are all waking dreams. I am what I am, even in the waking state, what I am. I don't change. The same Atman continues in all the states, that's what we have said. The same gold continues in all the ornaments. But it is really separate from them. Because the gold can remain without being ornaments, but ornaments cannot remain without gold. My Vishwat, my wakerhood, my dreamerhood, my sleeperhood, these things cannot remain without me. But I can remain without them, without any of them, or without all of them. I can remain. So this is, so far, the end of this mantra. Sa Atma, sa Vijnayaha. What is to be realized? Realization is like that. You don't have to dig up further to know that what you are. You should know what you are not. Then that is what is realization. So Om Tat Sat. You are that. I am that whole Atman. I would stop here. Next time we will take up some technical words and analyze them based on this understanding. We will rationalize them as has been explained by the great Shankaracharya as Adhyasa. Adhyasa means superimposition. It is based on an ignorance and an error created by this ignorance. That is a philosophical explanation. We need to know it so that we do not mix up between non-duality and duality, between non-dual realization and theoretical understanding of it, between the realized person and a person leading an utterly worldly life, a wrongful life and immoral life at the same time. Vedanta knowledge is not cannot be compared with this type of life. So we will once again go back to the whole mantra just for our recapitulation. Why we called it to be the gist of the whole non-dual Vedanta and the gist of this whole Upanishad called Mandukya Upanishad. It is a wonderful mantra. So it says that Nanta Prajnam na Vahish Prajnam No Bhayata Prajnam na Prajnana Ghanam Na Prajnam na Prajnam Adrishtam Avyavaharyam Agrahyam Alakshanam Achintyam Avyapadeshyam Ekatma Pratyaya Saram Prapanchopasamam Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Sa Vigneyaha. So Atma, that is Atman, that is to be known. So as I have said that we will read the translation of this mantra, and we will keep it in mind that I will be using the word conscious and not consciousness. Consciousness is Atman, other things are conscious because of Atman. Na antaprajnam, not conscious of the internal world. Na vahish prajnam, not conscious of the external world. No bhayata prajnam, nor conscious of both the worlds. Na prajnana ghanam, nor conscious of the condensed mass of deep sleep. Na prajnam, nor conscious, na prajnam, nor unconscious, na prajnam, nor unconscious, adrushtam, it is unseen. Means these sense organs cannot detect it. Avyavaharyam, beyond the empirical dealings. Agrashyam, beyond the grasp of the organs of action. Alakshanam, which is not inferable. There is no lakshana. Lakshana means there is no indication, no indicator, no pointer. Achintyam, it is unthinkable. Avyapadeshyam, indescribable. Ekatma pratyaya saram, whose valid proof consists in the single belief in the self. Prapancha upasamam, in which all the ever expanding phenomena cease. Prapancha, prapancha means prakrishta rupena panchikrita. It is constantly multiplying itself and expanding in time and space. That is the idea of prapancha. And upasamam, where all these ever expanding universes cease, come to an end. And shantam, it is changeless. Shivam, it is auspicious. And advaitam, non-dual. Prapancha upasamam and advaitam. These are the two words I said. They are very important because Gaudapada Acharya is going to build up the next 3 chapters in this book on these two words. Chaturtham manyante, it is considered to be the 4th because people calculate the states as number 1, 2, 3. Therefore, it is called the 4th, which cannot be equated with all the 3 and cannot be separated from all the 3, because those 3 cannot exist independent of this 4th. Sa Atma, that is the self, and Sa Vigneyaha, that is to be known. That is the self and that is to be known. Sa Atma, sa Vijñāha. That is Atman, that is to be known. Now, at the end, I, on behalf of the Vedanta Center in Germany and all the members, friends and devotees who are all connected with us in different ways, I take great pleasure on behalf of all of them to extend our hearty greetings to you all on Christmas and New Year 2021. We wish you a blissful Christmas and a happy New Year. We are all struggling with coronavirus together. Please don't forget that. Germany is going to introduce harder measures for lockdown from 16th, that's what we have heard, till the 10th of January. So it will be a difficult period for all of us. Let us follow the protective measures. Maybe this way one will save a life. It's also time to connect with each other and with one's own self. Take good care of each other and stay well. Prayer and meditation will help us to remain connected with the greater power, and it will help us to maintain our inner stability during these challenging crises. And one more thing, that after this, the next class on that, we will take up the study of that adhyasa or superimposition from different parameters, standpoints and polarities. So thank you very much.